one of the themes that I wanted to bring to you guys today is that I'm a very strong believer in optimism, positivity, attitude reflects leadership, all of that stuff. And so I wake up in the morning with a smile on my face. I am a glass half full kind of person. And I found that that's come in handy my entire life. All of that said, what I wanted to bring to you guys is the moments where I've learned the most in my life, the moments where I feel like I've had the most personal growth have always been moments of failure or struggle or adversity. And the reality is success is not a great teacher. And it's something I want you guys to remember. On the other hand, failure is a really good teacher, because I bet if I asked you competitive athletes, what do you remember about the last time you won? There wouldn't be a lot. But if I asked you, what do you remember about the last time you lost? You would be able to tell me every single thing you did wrong and how you were going to fix that in the future. And so there is a paradox when we think about achievement and accomplishment and doing our best. And that paradox is it takes failing to give us the opportunity to get back up and really show what we're all about. And so I know all of you guys are 99% successes, but when you have those 1% struggles, when you have those 1% of not ringing the bell the way that you like, I hope you embrace the fact that those are the moments when you can really look in the mirror and think about who you are and who you're going to be and what it's going to take to get there. There is a very important trend in the business world, and that trend is one where business leaders are starting to wake up to the fact that profits are not the only things that their stakeholders care about. And you're going to hear about this a lot more. It's this idea that corporations can be a great vehicle for change. In fact, many business people believe that corporations, companies can be the greatest vehicles for change because they mobilize so many people and they have so much impact. If you think about the brands that have the greatest footprints today, you think about Nike, you think about Apple, you think about Tesla. These are companies that are influencing millions, if not billions of consumers. And if they take the tact that it's important for them to not just sell and make money, but it's important for them to leave the world in a better place and to operate in a way that reeks of integrity and service and gratitude, well, I think that's actually good for their shareholders too. It's not just good. It's not just good for them. It's good for everyone. And so the fact that Kirk has had this dream of having world-class athletes with a world-class education, but then having this third leg of the stool, which is world-class character, I cannot tell you how timely it is, how valuable it is, and how lucky you guys are, because honestly, when I was growing up, there was no talk about this in my school. Of course, you heard things like don't lie, cheat, steal. I mean, that's obvious. But the idea that character and not just what you do, but how you do it is critical to judging your success or failure, that's something that I think is of our generation. There's a great quote, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step." And, I don't want to give you pithy answers, but I do want to give you a few things that you can take away. And one of them is failure is a great teacher, as I mentioned. The second one is don't worry about getting the whole thing right all at once. Just focus on getting up the next day and going. Don't quit, right? If you quit, you're done. You're absolutely you cannot come back from quitting, right? But if you just get back up when you're knocked down and just make it to the next day, typically by the end of that next day, you'll realize it's not as bad as you thought it was. You get a little bit of your mojo back, and then you slowly but surely build on that. And in the tech industry, we have this concept called compounding, which is this idea that you work and work and work and work and work, and success is ultimately 999 failures followed by one smashing success. And the second piece is, and I don't know how people start companies by themselves. Jeff Bezos, of course, you've all heard of him, founder of Amazon, started it by himself, right? Steve Jobs started Apple with someone else. Larry Page started Google with someone else. Elon Musk started Tesla by himself. I don't know how people do that. I started 3 companies, never by myself. So I always have people around me, because what I find is when you have great people around you, not only do they help you build value, but the highs feel so much higher. The lows are not nearly as low.